Devin Orton. I'm here with the Defenders Zarahemla game, and I'm going to show you how to play this game today to make it more simple for you guys. So I'm just going to open it up. It's in this nice little box. And inside you have some heart pieces and some fire pieces, and then 4 colored pawns, instructions that we don't need because I'm showing you how to play this, and a number of various cards. So you're going to have some medallion cards. Some will just have colors, so it'll say green medallion, blue medallion, red medallion, yellow medallion, and others will say master medallion. We're going to use those later, so I'm just going to set all the medallion cards right here. And then we have a bunch of Lamanite cards, so I'm just going to set these off to the side as well. And then you have all these affliction cards, locust, famine, volcano, whatever else you like. Set those aside as well. And then we have some relic cards, and these are actually marked on the back. They say relic, because these won't be mixed into your gameplay pile. So these we can actually just shuffle right off the bat and just set them aside to use later in gameplay. You have a health tracker card. This will keep track of the health of the players. And then you have all the locations. You have a bunch of bad guys and some good guys. So the bad guys are Malachiah, Gadiantum, Laban, King Noah. You're going to shuffle those and just set them over here by the Lamanite cards for now. And then each of you are going to pick a Book of Mormon hero of your choice. You have Captain Moroni, Samuel, Ammon, and Nephi. And each of these guys have their own special ability that they can use during gameplay. Like Samuel can move 2 locations for 1 action point. Nephi can give a health to himself or another player for an action point, and so on. So I'm just going to set these aside for now, and we're going to finish setting up the board. And for now, I'm just going to set the board up here. The box, I mean, not the board. We're going to take all of our location cards and set those in there too. And how you're going to set up the board is you're going to take Zarahemla, set it in the middle, and then you have these random location cards. They have different abilities on either side, like Desolation, free action when the season ends, and any player left in Desolation loses 1 health. And then on the other side it says something different. So you're going to randomly just lay these out like so around Zarahemla. And this is very important. When you start playing, you can only move out of Zarahemla to the left or right, and you can only go into Zarahemla the same way. So you can't go from Zarahemla up here, or over here, or over here. You have to go out to your left or right. So now that you have the board set up, you're going to take these heart pieces and these fire pieces, and you're going to take all the fire pieces, and for all the outer locations, you're going to put it on the number 1. And then for Zarahemla, you're actually going to put it on number 0. And then these heart pieces, you're going to take the health tracker card. You're going to put everyone's health at full health. Even the great adversary, he's going to go to 10. So this is the basic board setup now. And now you're going to make the play deck. And the play deck consists of 3 different cards. You have the medallion cards, the Lamanite cards, and the affliction cards. So you're going to turn the affliction cards over, shuffle them randomly, place them over here. Lamanite cards, you're going to shuffle, put those over here. And the medallion cards, depends on how many players you have. So let's say I'm playing with 4 people, and so I'm going to use the red medallion card, the green medallion card, the yellow medallion card, and the blue medallion card. If you're playing with 1 to 2 people, you're going to put both master medallion cards in with other medallion cards. If you're playing with 3 to 4 people, you're only going to use 1. So I'm playing with 4, so I'm just going to use 1. I'm going to set the extra one back in the box. Since we're using 4, we're going to use all 4 pieces. We're going to set these all up inside Zarahemla. Then we're going to take the Lamanite cards, and without looking, we're going to actually shuffle them into 3 different piles. I believe that's 3 cards in each pile. So now you have these 3 decks. You're going to take your medallion cards, set them in the far right pile. After you add those medallion cards, now you're going to take your affliction cards. And the affliction cards are what decides how hard the game is to play. You play the game in seasons, and you draw from this far right deck. Boom. Red goes 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3, or whatever else the card says on it. And then after the season ends, you add a card from this middle deck. And then you shuffle and play again. So the more affliction cards you add, the more seasons you have, and also the harder it is, because these affliction cards really affect you. So if you want easy gameplay, you only add 1. I wouldn't recommend adding 1 unless you're playing with small children. If you're playing medium, you add 2 to 3. And if you want to do hard, you add all 6. So it's up to you how hard you want to play. We usually play as a family, the medium, we usually put about 3 in there. So I'm going to put in 3. So you're going to put this in the middle pile. Now you're actually going to take the left pile and add it to the remainder of the affliction cards without looking. And you can actually just put this all back in the box. You're going to shuffle this middle pile. Set it wherever you'd like. This is where you're going to add to your season. You're going to shuffle the big guys again, pick a random one, and you're actually going to set it underneath this deck. So this will be the last thing you fight. And now you're going to take your right deck with all your cards in it, and you're going to put your bad guys without looking back in the box, and you're going to shuffle this deck. And then you're just going to set it wherever you'd like. So I'm playing with 4 people, so I have Nephi over here, Ammon right here, Samuel right there, and then I'm going to be Captain Moroni because he's boss. So Captain Moroni returns to full health when a location is destroyed. Now the board's all set up and you're ready to play. So you're going to grab the first card from the top, flip it over. Layman's attack Hail Kimura and Bountiful. So there's nothing you can do right now because you're all in Zarahemla, so Bountiful is going to go up 1, Hail Kimura is going to go up 1 damage. Once a location gets to the fire icon, it's destroyed, and there's nothing you can do to bring it back, and the next time it is attacked, Zarahemla is attacked instead. Once Zarahemla gets to the fire icon, you're dead, game over. You win when you defeat this big guy right here, and the game wins if Zarahemla falls. Now I'm going to flip over the next one. Red has 3 action points to use, so let's say Jamie's playing and she's red. So she's like, oh, well, Hail Kimura is dying, so I'm going to move the Hail Kimura using 1 action point. Then I'm going to use the rest of my other 2 action points to move it down. 2, 3. So now the damage is down on that. And the cool thing about when you're in a location is if it's attacked, you can actually give up your health rather than it losing its health. So now it's Green's turn, use 3 action points. So Waters of Mormon is dying too, so Green's gonna go 1, 2, 3. Blue's turn. So Blue can really go anywhere because all the locations are at the same damage. So Blue says, I want to go to the wilderness. So he's going to go 1, 2, and There's nothing else he can do because he can't really go anywhere. So he's going to just say 3 and move that damage down by 1. So now it's the Master Medallion card. You have 3 action points to use among all the players. You as the players decide who's going to do what. And so green says, well, I'm going to use 1 to move this down 1. Red says the same thing, so I'm going to actually use the 3rd one to move that down 1. So now it's the last card in the season. Landmass attack Wilderness and Bountiful. So we actually have someone in Wilderness and Bountiful, and so they decide, oh, I'm going to take that hit. So we have yellow, who's Captain Moroni, and blue, who's Nephi. So I'm going to move Nephi down 1, and Captain Moroni down 1. So now they're both at 3 instead of 4. And if you get down to 0 health, you don't die. You just have to use your next turn to get back to Zarahemla. And then at the beginning of your next turn, you return to full health. So let's say Samuel's at 0. Samuel's green. And I draw a medallion card. So he says 1, 2, and he stays in Zarahemla. And then the next time his card or Master Medallion card is drawn, he will go back up to full health. So that's the end of the season. Now we're going to pick up one of these cards, shuffle it in, and then we're going to do the whole thing over again. And basically what you're trying to do is make sure these outer locations don't get to that fire icon and get destroyed. Your whole goal here is to defend Zarahemla. So it's the start of a new season. I'm going to flip over the top card. Oh look, this is our first affliction card. So this one afflicts the wilderness. All players not on the wilderness relocate to desolation. So every single player, even those in Zarahemla, have to go to desolation. Luckily, Ammon's in desolation. And so he can choose to use 2 of his health to defeat this. And the nice thing about these is when you defeat them, you actually get a relic card. So this is destroyed now, so this is just going to stay in the discard pile. So when an affliction card attacks, no matter what, it's going to do 1 damage unless it says otherwise to that location. And so even though blue gave up 2 of his lives, it's still going to go up 1. But then he can use action points on his next turn to move it down. So because he defeated it, you get a relic card, and these are really nice to use through the game. I just drew the Leahona. It's a free action, which means I don't have to use any of my action points. I can play it at any time. And it says, for the rest of the season, going between locations costs 0 action points. So, say you have a lot of locations that are being attacked at once. You're gonna play this card, and then you can move between all those locations for 0 action points and decrease the damage on them on 3 locations by 1 rather than using all 3 of your action points to simply move. So it's really nice. And there's a whole bunch of other different ones in there. They all do different things. Remember, a free action means you can use at any time, like this helmet. You can ignore all enemy and affliction cards until the next medallion card is drawn. And then this one's an action. It's the brass plates, so you have to use this on your turn, and you have to use an action point. And it says relocate the adversary to any location around Zarahemla. Let's say you went through all the seasons. Let's say the battle planes are destroyed, and when a location is destroyed, this is what I like to do. I like to take an extra card from the box, one of the smaller ones, and I actually lay it on top to signify that it's been destroyed. So let's see, battle planes are destroyed, green's there. I'm just going to kind of mess up this whole board so it looks pretty bad. So we're going to add all the affliction cards to here because it's last season. And the adversary comes out. So this one's Laban. Laban attacks Bountiful or the Hill Kimura, whichever has more damage. So I look at Hilkamora and Bountiful. Hilkamora has way more damage, so he's actually going to go right on the Hilkamora. So this is what he's attacking. When Laban comes into play, and at the end of every season, move every player clockwise 1 location. So now I'm going to have to move everyone clockwise, except for the person in Zarahemla. They just stay there. So now Laban has 10 lives. And my best advice to you is to kill him in 1 season. So how you do that is you go through the deck. So fire, it flicks to wilderness, so this goes up 1. Ammon's like, hey, I really need a relic card. And so he gives up 2 life. And then he draws this, Sword of Laban. It's a free action. It decreases the health of the adversary by 2. So we can actually play that right away because it's a free action. And the adversary is going to go down by 2. So I'm going to flip the next card. Laban attack Wilderness and Desolation. So the Wilderness is attacked because Ammon can't defend. He has 0 life. And Desolation gets attacked as well. And say he doesn't defend. So that one gets destroyed also. So next time Battle Plains or Desolation gets attacked, and either red or yellow cannot defend, it'll destroy Zarahemla instead. Flip another card. Lamanites attack Battle Plains. This is not looking good because red decides not to defend. Zarahemla dies. The Locust afflicts the Battle Plains. So Zarahemla gets attacked again. It's finally Yellow's turn. So Yellow's gonna use all 3 of her action points to even get to Laban. And then it's the next person's turn. It's Blue's turn. So Blue goes here. 1. He has 2 more action points. And so he's gonna hit the adversary 2 more. And basically that's how you play the game. You use your action points to defend the locations around. Remember, you have special abilities that you can use on the cards. You have special abilities on the locations. It's a really fun game. This is just a simple tutorial on how to play. I'll be coming out with videos on how to do specific things in the instructions to help you out more. This is just kind of a go get it done and start playing type of video. So, have fun defending Zarahemla. I have one more thing to add. If you can answer this question and send me the answer on Facebook at Defenders of Zarahemla, I will actually give you a free autographed copy of my game. So the question is, how many apostles did Jesus set apart in the Book of Mormon? Just send your answers to me on Facebook at Defenders of Zarahemla for a chance to win an autographed copy of the game. There you go. It's signed and ready for your answers.